Welcome to the 64th episode of the MC Knitting Adventures podcast. My name's Colleen.
And my name is May. Welcome to returning viewers. And for those of you watching us for the first time, we're glad you could be here. Now, today we've got lots going on. I've got a little video I'm going to show you of some of the pictures that I've taken. But before we begin our crafting and what we've been up to, Colleen will talk about what we're wearing.
So let's first of all talk about what May is wearing. So this is a hack of the Dragon Belly shawl. And it's a hack because that's by Johanna Lindahl. And it's a hack because it's obviously very small. It's not a shawl at all. It's a cowl. So what happened was I made this shawl.
Beautiful.
Which is a moss stitch or linen stitch crocheted shawl. But I didn't want it to be any bigger than that. So I had some left and I thought, well, I could have a nice little cowl kind of thing that I could wear. And I'm just sharing it with May for today. And so that's what it is. And so it just does a little knot at the back. It's kind of open. So I think it would be great in the summer just to have a little something on.
I was going to say it's really comfortable.
Oh, that's
like
good.
It's just like you don't even feel like there's anything there, but it kind of gives you a little bit of color.
Yeah, I wonder if I should make you one like that.
Yeah, I think you should.
Okay, there you go.
Because I need
Put that down. And May needs another cowl. So that's what May is wearing. And what I am wearing is the Christmastide cowl. And that's by K.F. Jones of the Bakery Bears. Now, let me just go back to what May is wearing. Hers is in Scheepjes Whirl. It is a huge skein. There are, let me make, it's cotton and acrylic. And there are 1,000 meters in the skein. And that's why there was enough to make the shawl and to make the cowl.
Very nice.
Okay, back to me. So this cowl is got 10 different repeats, like 10 different stripes. But if I did that, it would be above my head. But it's nice and cozy. And what I did was I used 5 out of the 6 colors of the Sweet Paprika Crescendo. And then the white is the Juniper Moon Farm Harriet Fine. And it is lovely. It was done as an advent. You had to be a patron of the Bakery Bears, which by the way, I would think is worth it because you get lots of tutorials and lots of good things that they do. So if you go on to try and find this, you won't find this on Ravelry. But that is where.
Now, is this the one we held up last episode?
Yes. So
and it was like this long?
Yes.
And I thought, that's going to look weird on there. Like
right.
It's so long. Is that it? You didn't do anything to it?
Nope.
It doesn't even look that long now. You have
I know. Because it's kind of folded in half. I kind of pulled out a little bit here and there.
Right.
Is it warm? Yes. Is there a reason why I'm wearing short sleeves? Absolutely.
But it was this long.
I know. It's really long.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because I blocked it just to open up some of the lace. And I could have blocked it bigger. And I actually kind of
blocked it down.
Blocked it. Well,
if possible.
Yeah, if possible. Made it a little bit shorter.
Well, it turned out okay. It looks
Thank
good on
you.
it.
So,
surprised.
Purple is where we are today.
Yeah.
So that's what we're wearing. And next we're going to talk about finished objects. My first finished object is the Wave of Change jacket. And that's by Denise Bayron. There it is. That's a little bit of the pattern, so I better be careful. And, okay, we have a theme of purple. Here we go.
Wow, look at, oh, this is going to feel warm.
It's lovely. So what I used was Estelle Chunky. And it is 50% acrylic, 40% wool, and 10% nylon. So it's going to wash really nicely. And I made it a little bit longer just because I was looking for warm and cozy. I might do this again. You don't have to have a button band. You could, like, you don't have to have buttons. You could just have it plain. And I could do another one where it's just plain and it doesn't actually close. I could do a little, like a shawl pin or something to hold it together. But it really feels nicely. Trying to find buttons during COVID, oh my goodness. But I was able to manage. So I had to hit a couple of different places when they were open to do that. But I'm really happy with it.
It's heavy. It's
there's a weight to it.
There's
there was a weight to it. Yep.
We could have made a few of these and sold them in Houston right now. Poor
all
Houston,
that snow. Oh my
Can
goodness!
you imagine
in
they're
Texas.
not even set up? Like here we
not at all.
have the plows and we have the sanders and the salters, and they're all
Exactly.
ready to go at the sidelines.
That's right.
And they don't have the probably the equipment that we have to do
They're not-
anything. So they're
I've never
street-
seen anything like it. So
That's unbelievable.
It
So
is.
yeah, so it's too bad we couldn't ship them to Houston, but they
There
could
we
sure
go.
use them down there right now.
yeah. So I really, really like it. I'm looking forward to wearing it.
Yeah, nice. Good
Thank
job
you
on
so
that.
much.
And it's purple.
And it's purple. What a surprise. There you go. All right, so that's my first. My second finished object
You've been busy again.
I have is the Twistola by Laura Nelkin. So I am part of her Lola's Choice Club, and so every 2 months there's another pattern and kit that comes out. I'm really enjoying it because you never know quite what's going to be there. The yarn that is used is Camarose, or Camarose, I guess, Snefnug. Never heard of a name like that either, but that's what that is. And here it is. So you just make this, I have to find the back of
Well,
it.
there's the back. What is that?
That's not, oh, there's the back right there. It's good when you can't find the back. So it's got some cables and some twisted stitches, and this is not purple, but I have a lovely brown coat that this would go with. And it's so soft, you've got to feel that.
Yeah, it is very soft.
And
Does
it's
it
a
keep you
really,
warm?
it will. And the really neat thing about this pattern is, and I'm going to try and see if I can show it, there's cables along the front, but then there's this almost like a pocket for your ear, like it folds over the top and bottom of your ear, and it really, really holds it nicely. So there's one on each side. It's
I
great.
try that on, but I don't want to mess my hair and
I
stretch it
know.
out. But
That's it.
though, do you have to block something like this, or just go to the shape of your head?
It's kind of the shape of your head, and I liked the size of it. It's actually, I had done it the smallest size and had to take out a few rows just because my head wasn't quite as big for that. But I really, really like it. It's so soft. So I'm going to look up that yarn and see if I can make something else with it. 'Cause
I
it's
would,
beautiful.
if I were you, and how cold it is right now, you could wear a hat and this. Like,
Yes.
put this on.
Absolutely.
I could see doing that, and then putting a hat over top, or putting this over top of a hat.
Exactly. So it's just going to look like a band. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really,
Nice.
That's a great idea.
Nice.
See, you've got great ideas all over the place. All right. So that's my second one. My third one is the My Favorite Sister's Favorite Things, and that's by Cozy Up Designs. That was their mystery knit along, so I had no idea what it was going to be. It's out of 2 yarns. So the purple is That Yarn Habit, and that's their Squishy DK, which is lovely. And then the gray color is the Juniper Moon Farm Harriet Fine. Now you could have done it with DK and with mohair, but I'm still not 100% sure whether I could handle mohair. This has been blocked. This made it nice and big. It is so soft and so warm and cozy.
Wow. this is
And
nice.
it stretches all the way out here. So I'm going to start here and we'll go all the way across. All the different textures, all the different patterns. It is beautiful.
It is gorgeous.
Yeah,
It's a lot of stuff. A
it
lot of
is.
yarn.
I'm so
How many
happy
skeins
with it.
of? Did you say?
2 skeins of DK and maybe half of a skein of the gray. So I'm really, really happy with it. And I've seen the Cozy Up sisters wear theirs, and it kind of squishes down because this is so light.
It's beautiful. Like it
Yeah,
is
I'm
really.
really happy
it is
with it.
a lot of stuff, but it is very light.
It's very
like, and
light.
compared to that sweater, there probably isn't much yarn in this, and this is really
Exactly.
light. So
Exactly.
really nice. I like these stitches. like
I
that.
know. Great with texture.
Yeah.
They make really good designs. So if you've never done design by the Cozy Up design team,
They're very talented.
they're very talented.
Yeah.
And the mystery knit-alongs are fun. I
Yeah.
mean, sometimes you get something you think, I might not wear that, but it might be something really big that would be great to kind of have over top of you on the couch when it gets cold.
Sure.
All right, so that's number 3. Number 4. Oh my goodness. So this is called the Triangle Garter Wrap, and that is by Joelle Hoverson of Pearl Soho. So I was doing this wrap when I was knitting at the Little Red Mitten when they were able to have like a knitting afternoon. And the reason why I did that was because it was garter stitch. It was easy to do. I tried knitting some other things that were more complicated and it didn't work so well. So this is the Shawl in a Ball. And this is the Feng Shui Gray, which is kind of nice. So here it is. And so you start, sometimes
Beautiful.
you start at the top and work down. This time you started at the point and worked up. And I don't know if you can see, so it goes kind of from a dark gray, darker gray, and then it comes back to a cream. And I wanted to have the cream up by my face. So it had just started to go back to being gray, and I decided that I would bind it off. So I could have made it bigger. I had a little bit of extra yarn left. But if you have any of these, it's Lion Brand Shawl and a Ball. If you have any of that, then this is a great pattern for that.
I like the different gradients there. It kind of goes dark light kind of thing.
Exactly. The nice thing about these, the yarn does the work. You don't have to do the work.
Very nice. I really like how that turned out.
Yeah, I'm really happy with that one.
Because I've seen you use that yarn in a different style. Right?
Yeah. So I like that.
Very nice.
Oh, the pile's getting big.
You have been busy. Look at
okay.
I should do a better job folding it.
It's okay. We're not talking about the folding. Okay. All right. So the last finished object that I have is the Getting Warmer Cowl. And I did in Illimani Amelie, which is lovely. So this is mulberry silk and baby alpaca and some merino. There you go. That's what it is. So it is beautiful yarn. This is by Espace Tricot. So you can probably find it on their Ravelry page. But it is lovely. And it's very purple.
Oh, yeah. This is the one that...
Let me find the back. There's the back. There we go.
There's the one that I said would look weird. Now, somebody made a comment when they were commenting that they had made one of these.
Yes.
And it's interesting, but it'll be interesting to see what this looks like on. It looks like a little mini dress for a doll or something, doesn't it?
It's a big doll. But the nice thing about this will stretch. Now, I haven't blocked this. It's recommended that you steam block it. So I can block this out a little bit and block this out a little bit. There's lots of give on the cast on and the bind off. There was somebody that commented about this and said that their husband wore it when they were out using the snowblower.
Oh, yeah.
And the reason for that is because this comes up high and can come over their mouth,
that's
but there's no scarf to get caught in the snowblower.
Great idea.
Exactly. So I had this on. I haven't worn it out, but I've had it on. And it is, I don't know if you can feel it. I don't know if you want to feel it. There you go. Warm, cozy, lovely, fantastic. I'm really happy with that.
We will get out, but the snow today was so high.
I know.
The school buses were canceled today.
Yep, absolutely.
And I opened the back door, and I would think the snow would have been up to my waist. Like the backyard there. Like we could have got out front because they had shoveled or they had plowed or whatever they do. But the back door, up to my waist.
Yeah, I said, May, I don't know about the window wells. I don't know how it's going to be. But anyway.
But this is what we're going to need when that snow kind of melts.
We're going to wrap all of it around us, and we're going to head out. So those are my finished objects. And May, how about you?
You know what? I don't really have any. I've been kind of putting in time this last week or so. I've been doing a lot of work on the computer. You know, I like Photoshop and I like that type of thing. So I've just been kind of like, and I've been working on my little miniatures. We're doing that 1:24 scale miniature Cinderella thing, and I've been kind of puttering away at that.
Right. Is that hard to do because it's so little?
It's tiny. I'm used to one. I like 1 to 12-inch scale.
Right.
As you see my little tables, my little furniture, and the beds that I make, I'm okay with that.
Right.
But the 1:24, I really struggle with because I'm not that great with tiny things. My hands feel big and chubby and So anyway, I'll get it done. I'm struggling with that, but I will get through it.
Yes, you will.
And we'll get that done. But I did put a video together which I'll show in crafts of. Somebody had mentioned about seeing some of the photography that I do.
Yes.
And we'll talk a little bit more about that during crafts.
Okay, sounds good. So next we're going to talk about works in progress. My first work in progress is called the Café Cowl, and it comes out of this book, which is called Coffee House Knits, and it's by Carrie Bogart. And I'll show you the picture. There it is. Lots of lovely things in that book. So if you're having a birthday and you want a nice book, that's a good one. And so when I purchased the yarn, so that's the Illimani Amelie, when I purchased that yarn for the Getting Warmer, I decided, I wasn't sure exactly how much I needed. I got 2 and then I thought, well, I'll get a third one, and then I picked up a gray because I thought this would be beautiful.
This is beautiful. Feels soft. Is there?
It's really soft.
Is there cashmere in this?
No. But
Alpaca or something?
Yeah, it's silk and alpaca for the most part. A little bit of merino. So there it is. It's got, this band is gray, and up here is going to be a band of purple. And so the nice thing is you can have it whatever you want next to your face.
Match.
You can. And it is so light, and I think it's going to be a nice warm thing to tuck. I keep talking like we go outside a lot. And we don't really. It's like, no, too cold. But I think that's what we need to do just to get some fresh air.
Well, I think when the weather gets a little bit, like right now it's like -14, -15. With wind chill, it's sometimes like -20.
Yeah.
Which is very cold in your face when you're walking. But there's no excuse.
No.
We do have
because
snow
I'll tell
pants.
you, the people in Alberta would be laughing at us right now.
I know.
Yeah.
But we just make that as an excuse. But
yes,
maybe when it gets to like 0 or -5,
we can do that.
We've gone out -8 before, I think.
Yes, we have. Absolutely.
What I'm noticing here, just not to change the subject about weather, but I noticed, like, you know, who knew there was like 6 million shades of purple? Like, you know,
I know.
Like
Purple everywhere.
Yeah, but there's so many different shades.
I know. So
this is a lighter shade of purple.
So Gay Gillespie, or Gigi Made It, has everything orange. And everything's orange. And you know what the funny thing is? When we were going to go to Knit City, Montreal last year, there was going to be a knit night with the grocery girls and with Gigi. And I was going to make her something in orange. And I was going to make something for the grocery girls, just a needle cozy, and take it with us. And then it got canceled. Oh. So now I have some orange fabric. Not sure what I'm going to do it with, but I've got some orange fabric. And I love what she makes. I don't really wear orange, but I love what she does. And as you say, there's so many different shades, because I think why don't I get tired of purple?
Yeah.
But
that could be why.
That's right, because there's so many, and you can mix it with white or mix it with a bit of gray, and it's all good.
Okay, that's your rationale.
That's it. It just lets me buy purple yarn, let's be honest. Now, how about you? If you had to go to one color in the yarn store, what color would you pick?
I'd probably go blue.
Yes.
Like teal,
yes,
blue.
Exactly, I would say that.
Was that what you would have said?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Yep, because I watched, you know, when you go to buy a planner or you go to buy a t-shirt or something, it's usually that kind of color.
And even I have placemats. We had placemats that were teal.
I said, hey, why
teal? It doesn't go. It doesn't go with the house. I know, but I like them.
That's right. So that's why we know what's going on. Okay, so that's my first work in progress. Now my second work in progress is called the Copper Foxes, and that's by Katy Herlihy. And it is in Leo and Roxy DK, which feels like butter. It is beautiful.
Feels like
butter.
Isn't it usually cuts like butter?
No, it feels like butter. Feel it.
Oh yeah, it does feel like butter.
Absolutely feels like butter. Yeah. So I love this because it's...
Oh yes.
Isn't it nice? I got her laughing. It's good to go. She's never going to be able to think like it feels like butter. Anyway, so this is their
no
color.
No pun intended. I said a stitch.
She's going to be knitting soon. Oh dear. Okay. So this pattern is beautiful. It's lacy without being old lady lacy, and I really, really like it. And this color I think is called Tranquil, I think. It's funny, I still have to work on my confidence with color, because when I bought this, I was at the Little Red Mitten. I had 3 different colors to choose from. I was trying to not choose purple, which is not always the best, but I thought not choose purple, and I had this and one that was more of that tealy blue that you like. Mm-hmm. And then there was another one, and I thought, I'm not sure, but I'm really glad.
I really like this color. I think this is my color.
No, it's not your color. It's not her color. But I'll make her something. But I don't know if you'd wear something like this. Would you wear something like that?
No.
No. Okay.
Too lacy.
Too lacy. So anyway, but you like what you've got on.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to make you something that looks just like that.
In this color.
Well, maybe not this exact color, but I'll make you something. Okay. I've got some yarn. There's always some yarn.
Perfect. One day I'm going to videotape the yarn we have. Oh, no, dear. Maybe I better not.
Okay.
I don't want to embarrass you.
Confessions. you have a stash, you use a little, you need some more. You know.
Who was that lady that was on the couch with all her stash? I don't know. There's some video or a picture or somebody on that.
I don't know.
We should do that with you. You should lay on the couch and I'll just dump all your yarn all over you.
You know what I think? I think you'd have to stand upstairs and take the video downstairs. I think that would work.
Yeah.
Oh dear. All right. So that's my second one. My third one is the Beadkerloop Cowl, and that's by Nelkin. So what I'm finding is I love to have something that I'm working on with beads. And
that's just since COVID.
That's just since COVID, because it's just a different thing and it takes time, but it's not super stressful, and you just put the beads in. So this is similar to the Beadkerchief that I made and that I blocked for the last time. But this is actually a cowl. And part of the reason...
But I think also that
yes, sorry.
You have a lot of patience.
I do.
Like, you can sit with bees and count with these little... I don't have the patience. And not
No,
everybody
you
out
would
there
have thrown
has
it.
the patience. You know.
Yeah.
And so I think you kind of have to let people know that we're going to do this. Be prepared for patience and beads and tininess.
You know what? I honestly, I would not say that it involves a lot of patience. I'll be honest with you. I don't think so.
I see you count those beads.
You know what happens is I put something on the TV and I count. And you can learn how to do it. So sometimes what they say is put on 30 beads, measure the length of it, and then just put beads on, don't worry about counting, and then just you need so many of those 30s. I'm a little bit more detailed, so I do them 10 at a time, but it all works out. So sometimes it's nice because there's knitting, like the one that was the shawl, the Beadkerchief. You did a lot of knitting before you ever put the beads on.
Okay, so maybe it just looks more detailed than what it actually is then.
There's detail, but once you get going on it, you learn
because
and you
it's
learn
beautiful.
how to fix it.
I mean, and if you can have that,
Right.
it turns out nice.
Yeah.
If you do have that, I think I'm gonna go get my phone right now because
Okay.
it keeps buzzing for some reason.
Yes, we'll be right back. Welcome back.
Yes, glad we got that phone call.
Yes.
It was like texting like
Exactly. That's right.
Anyway.
And that was my nephew, and we had sent a package with some knit stuff in, and he was just letting us know
with
that
the
it arrived.
Montreal hoodie and the gifts and that. So
Exactly.
they were just saying how much they liked them. So that
Yeah.
was really nice.
So it's important that we get that. So thank you so much.
The baby looks so cute, and it had the little Hudson's Bay blanket,
Car seat blanket,
car seat
yeah.
blanket. First trip out, they sent the photo. It's so cute.
It is.
That was a worthwhile.
It was. I'm glad. I'm glad
we checked that out.
That's good. So we were talking about the Beadkerloop cowl kit. So
So what you're saying to people is basically, it's okay. Don't be scared of this.
No.
Although it looks like a lot
No.
of work, a lot of beads.
No.
You're okay with it.
Exactly.
And people can do it.
Laura Nelkin does a great job with patterns. So this is going to be a cowl. It is for me, but because guess what is purple. But what I'm going to do is adjust this a little bit and maybe give you something that has a few little beads on it. They won't be so blingy.
Right.
But I'm going to do it along the bottom, and it'll just give you a little weight to it, even if I just do it on the cast off edge.
Right. Now, what does this affect washing it or anything like that? It doesn't affect anything
Nope,
like that?
you block it the same way.
It does. It has a nice look to it. It is
Yeah.
really nice. And,
Thank you.
And I'm
Yeah.
really glad you explained that it's not as bad as it
No,
as
no,
looks
no,
to
not
the
at all.
work, so.
No, and this was
So maybe
beautiful
people
yarn.
out there will be tempted to try it now.
Yeah, I would. You know, maybe you'd start with one of the smaller, like, bracelets or something like that, and then, but these actually aren't bad. Like, if you just want to work on something that you're used to working on, like a shawl or a cowl, these are great. Absolutely. And the yarn is Leading Men Fiber Arts yarn, and it's Showstopper, and this colorway is called Perfection. There you
Just
go.
like you.
Well, that's a bit of a stretch, but anyway, we'll go with that. All right, my last work in progress is a pair of socks. And it is, oh my goodness, you see this all the time, the Katy Lou's
Your favorite
sock pattern. And once again, the reason why I use it is because it's birthday socks for the kids, and it fits everybody's feet. It's got some ribbing to it. Now, the yarn that I'm using is the Perfect Pair, and that is by Loops and Threads. You can get it at Michael's. It's acrylic and bamboo and polyester. They wash really, really well. And so I'm going to tell you what we're doing. So these needles are Knitter's Pride or Knit Pro Zings. And I'm doing the magic loop. And what I have decided, so that I'm going to use, I think, do I have 5 or 6 pairs of socks on the go? Something like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to review metal needles for using magic loop. Just to talk about them, and I'll talk about the tip of the needle, I'll talk about the shaft of the needle, I'll talk about the join, and I'll talk about the cable. Because all of those things affect how nicely magic loop works.
So when you say you're going to talk about them, is there different companies that make different styles?
Absolutely.
So when you've got metal, bamboo, and different companies that make different ones?
So I'm not going to do anything that is wood. I'm not going to, because I wanted to do, I'm going to use this yarn every time. And I'm going to use all metal needles because there's all different kinds. And so you'll get to see, because I'm amazed at how different they are. I just bought some collage needles and I'm working with them, and they've got some pluses and they've got some things that are a little interesting. And so what I want to do is review them all so you'll get a chance to see what they look like. And everybody works a little differently. Some people like needles that are really sharp. So there's something called high sharps. I don't have any of those. The one person I talked to said they can actually poke your skin if you're not used to them.
These feel sharp, but not as sharp as the ones you're talking about.
Right. And so I'm going to do the comparison just so that you get to see. Now everybody's, what they like is what they like, but it'll let you see the different needles and how they work differently.
And I'm sure for knitters that'll be a handy review. If you're looking to buy some needles, it would be good that you've done them all.
Absolutely.
So I thought kind of like buying a car. You want to have a comparison.
Yes, it's hard to test drive, that's for sure. So those are my works in progress, and next we're going to talk about our crafting adventure.
In our craft adventure today, we're going to talk about the winner of the project bag. And Colleen's been busy doing that as her craft. It's kept you quite busy, Colleen, and it turned out absolutely amazing.
All right.
And I'm excited for the winner.
All right, so let's first of all show the project bag. There is the project bag, lovely plaid.
Now, has it got some padding or something in it?
It does. So I've used fusible fleece, so it's kind of nice to cushion your yarn as well.
Wow. It's got a little tag on there?
There it does, exactly. And we're also going to include a stitch marker. I'll get May to take a picture of that. So there's a stitch marker.
Bag. I wish everybody could get this.
That would be a lot of work.
Yeah.
So, are you ready? Drum roll, please. The winner is, so we did, see, hesitating, that's not good. The winner, we did it random number generated. Okay, so the winner of the bag and the progress keeper or stitch marker is May Jo.
Love the name.
Yes, I thought you might. It's funny. Like, that's the number that came up.
But we don't know where May Jo is from.
We don't.
We have no idea.
So what May Jo's job is to do is to message me on Ravelry. So we're MC Knit Adventures. And just let me know what your address is, and then I'll be able to ship that as quickly as possible.
So congratulations, May Jo. You're the proud winner of a nice, beautiful project bag. And congratulations, and thanks to everybody that made their comments. Like it was so fun. I know you replied to everybody. You tried to reply to everybody,
as many as I could. Yeah.
And it's so nice to read what you've been up to. Like people are doing a lot of knitting.
Right. Exactly.
For the grandkids and for themselves during this COVID. A lot of cool projects. Even people were doing stuff for Christmas. Ornaments and different things.
Exactly.
And the one comment that kind of stuck out to me was a nurse on our end, and she had said about the masks and how we do the masks and how we talk about mask wearing, and there's just been no option for us since day one.
Exactly.
You wear a mask because it's respectful, and it's respectful to the healthcare workers.
Absolutely.
Like truly, that's what it's all about. And for the most part, our community wears masks.
Exactly.
Like I would say 90%.
The Ontario government has said you have to wear a mask.
Oh, is it? Is that why everybody does it?
Yeah.
But you don't go anywhere and nobody wears, and not everybody wears a mask. So it's just a non-issue here, which is absolutely amazing. And that could be why our numbers are, you know, I mean, they're not super low, but they're fairly low, and
down.
they haven't.
That's right.
They've been great. So anyway, congratulations, Mary Jo. Thanks again for all your comments.
All right, so I decided that we would pick another name because we had a number of comments. And so what I have made is a needle cozy. So this works with circular needles or double pointed needles. So that's what that is. Some lovely little snaps that make lovely noise. Makes me happy every time.
It works.
If it works, I'm happy. So I'm going to send that, and I'm going to send another one of our lovely little progress keepers with our little car. It's not quite our logo, but it's pretty close. And that is for Tracy Wright. So Tracy, same idea. If you will send me a message at MC Knit Adventures, and then we'll be able to
Tracy,
ship that.
thanks again for your comment.
Exactly.
And congratulations to you both.
Exactly.
It's very exciting. And so that's for 800 subscribers.
I know.
And we're working on our 900. We don't,
Exactly.
you know, we've got to keep the bar going. So
Yep. We do.
But we appreciate everybody chipping in to help out with that. So thanks so much.
Thanks so much for everybody. And your comments are great. So, do you want to talk about your craft adventure?
Well, I'm going to put a little video in because another comment was, speaking of comments, was somebody said about my photography and if I take pictures. And I haven't been lately, but since that person made that comment, I want to thank you very much because it's made me look at some of the pictures that I've done before.
Exactly.
And it's made me want to really get out there and do more of it. So I put a little bit of video together about some of the photos that I've taken over the years. Right. Now, you know from our past podcasts even, if you go back to all our podcasts and our adventures, a lot of them are scenic pictures of like Scotland, Ireland, Michigan, places in Ontario, Kingston, different places.
Exactly.
You'll see some of the photography through those.
Absolutely.
But what it made me do was go through the computer and look at some of the pictures that that we've taken, that mostly I've taken or we've taken.
Right.
And to see the things that I kind of like to take photos of, like animals, horses, insects, flowers. I love to take pictures of flowers. Yeah. Food. I love taking pictures of food. I like eating the food too.
Yep.
Nature. What else do I like to take pictures of? And I like to make things up. I like to do little props.
Right.
And
We're
do
very
that type
good
of
at
thing.
that too.
So I kind of got a collective. I just picked some random things that I've taken over the few years. And I love going to the beach. And so there's a few beach pictures. And I love taking pictures of... You're my favorite subject, to be honest. I would just have pictures of you if I could. But I think you'd get a little ticked.
Well, anyway.
I like taking pictures of you.
I wouldn't get ticked. It's okay.
With your... different yarn, like some of the yarns that you've got and some projects that you have. I love doing that. And so I just put this little video together and I take vacation pictures, so some of those are in there. But it was just so nice going through all of that, just to see and brought a smile to my face of all the fun things that we've done in the days we've seen.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll put that video in now. enjoyed that little video of some of the things I like to enjoy taking photos of. Mostly
great.
it's Colleen and her scarves or her knitting, which I love to do. If you saw the birds in there, those are from a thing that Colleen and I go to every year. It's usually at the Pioneer Village in our area, and it's a birding club and the camera club get together. So if you're a photographer, you get to take all these pictures of these beautiful birds, as you can see, and it's just a fun day that you can try out different camera lenses.
And that's what I really like, because there was a lens that you were thinking about buying, you weren't 100% sure, and you got a chance to try it out.
I know,
which is great.
It was just a great, and it's a lovely day. We go there every year and we have lunch. It's outside. It's just beautiful. So thank you for that person's comments to do that, because it made me go through there, and it was great. It made me go through all the photographs and brought back some good memories. And there's one other thing I was going through there. Like, there's the photos in there. We look like we're wearing the same thing all the time. But we really don't. The ones in Mackinac, I was thinking, oh my gosh, we had the same sweater, but it was only because we were frozen.
It was freezing
We were
cold.
freezing cold. We were in shorts, but it was so cold, and we just had to quick grab some sweaters off the shelf.
Yeah.
And I think they were most inexpensive, because we don't normally buy, where we've been, the shirts that we've been. And we bought those, and that's why we were in the Mackinac shirts.
Right.
And then the other ones on the beach, I don't know how. A lot of times what we end up doing is we're going to the beach today, blah, 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 and we end up getting to the front door, and we've got the same thing on.
Absolutely.
But before COVID, we used to shop at the same place. Like, when we
Right.
go shopping, you try a pair of jeans on. I go, I don't really like those. I'm going to try a pair of those on. Yeah, I'm going to get a pair too. Do you
There you
mind? No.
There we go.
And then I say, that's a really nice shirt. Where'd you get that? I'm going to try one of those on. And that's how we end up wearing the same thing.
Lots of times.
We don't always wear the same.
No, not always. That's for sure.
Anyway, that was what I was doing. I was mostly on the computer looking through photos for the last week or so. So thanks.
Alrighty, so for my crafting adventure, well, I did make the bag, but I took a class, and
Your favorite thing to do?
you know what? I do love it. So this was Vogue Knitting Live February. They're going to have one in April and March and May, and I think they're probably going to have one once a month. I will tell you, they do a great job putting things on. And I had purchased this book, which is the Coconuts. No, it's not. It's the Coco Knits Sweater Workshop.
Where did that come from? Coconut. Maybe you were thinking of May's coconuts.
Probably. This is by Julie Weisenberger. And I purchased the book because I had seen the sweaters and I thought, oh, they're beautiful. It's really, really nice. Now, I looked at it. I thought, oh, I could maybe do some of that. And then I left it. And I have a number of knitting books, and it just sat on the shelf. And I thought, I'm going to take her class, and there's a part 1 and part 2. I thought I'm going to take her class. And in the class itself, you get a bunch of notes, which are right here.
And you have to print these off?
You do
You have to have a
print them
printer?
off. Yes.
Or can you save them on your
You
computer?
can save them on your computer. But that is what it is. So it's a sweater workshop, but it has this little sweater. And so what I have been doing, what I did. Now, it uses English style tailoring. So if you flip it around. So the way that they do the shoulders. So Julie's got this really brilliant idea. So it ends up with being this little cup that kind of holds the shoulders up. So it's not quite so slopey. Now this is lovely. I've got all these strings that I have to finish up because there's all things to do. But there are so many things in this course that how to pick up stitches, how to put on a band. This pattern was nice and easy. It's just a 2-row repeat. So I would recommend the Coco Knits Sweater Workshop from Vogue Knitting Live. And as I said, they're going to be putting out probably in the next week something for March. And see if you think about that, you'd like to give it a try. So I'm going to, now that I've taken the class, take a sweater out of the book, and I'm going to give it a try. But this was lots of fun.
It looks nice. It's cute. Turned out quite nice.
So I have a niece who is expecting, and I don't know boy or girl, so I'm going to tuck this one away, and then I'm going to work at making something else, and then we'll have something good.
Nice.
So that is what my crafting adventure has been.
We have been busy.
We have.
You have been busy more than I have. You seem to have more finished products.
True.
Yeah, I
But
tend
that's
to dilly-dally these days. Dilly-dally with the...
Well, I think you get involved in the computer. So you get looking at wanting to do a van conversion, and then you look at doing something photography, and then there's all kinds of goodies.
I do.
Which is great.
Yeah.
So those are our crafting adventures, and next we're going to talk about souvenirs. So my souvenirs are some needle tips. So I had mentioned probably an episode or two ago that I tried the Knitter's Pride Dreams double pointed needles when I made a pair of mittens. Loved them. And so what I thought is I have a number of 5-inch tip needle sets, 2 or 3 of them. And so what I decided was let me get some 4-inch needle tips because I have lots of cords for Knitter's Pride needles, and I'll give them a try. So these are 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've got some sizes that I normally use. So there they are.
Did you order these all at once and then they came in one package?
I did. So I ordered them from Love Crafts, and Love Crafts do a great job with what they do. When you order it, if you order $100 worth of things, then you don't have to pay any shipping. So that's, first of all, that's great. I've also found out that their customer service is great as well, because what happened was I had set an order and in came the order, and lo and behold, there was a skein of orange yarn out of nowhere. Have no idea, didn't order it, checked my order, it wasn't mine. So I just gave them a call and they sent me out the skein that I did, and I said, do you want this other one back? They said, no, it's yours.
Oh, well, I have orange yarn too.
Well, the nice thing is I was able to gift it to somebody that lives in the same retirement home that my mom does, and she's using it to make some dishcloths, those kind of things.
Cute.
Yeah, so that worked out well. So Love Crafts is great. And once you've placed an order, oftentimes what they'll do is give you a coupon code that will give you 20% off.
Nice.
Which is great. So they call you loyalty members, which may mean I'm shopping a little bit too much, but there we go. So my plan is, what I'm going to do, and hopefully by the next episode I'll have it done, is I'm going to make a little roll, like a needle roll, for these tips. I've got a number of 4-inch tips, and then I will just have a place, because right now they're kind of all thrown around, and I want it neat and tidy and organized, so I'm going to do that.
Nice. So you didn't do too bad this month. Usually there's boxes and boxes and boxes, but there still has been other stuff that we're not on here. I'm sure there's been other things coming to the door.
Just a few little things.
We haven't shown here.
Not yet. Well, true.
Yeah. Okay, we won't go there then.
Yeah. There was a makeup mirror that arrived today, so let's be honest. But it was a gift, so it's okay. All right, so those are my souvenirs. And how about you, May? Any souvenirs?
No, I don't have any souvenirs. No, I haven't been ordering or shopping online or anything like that. Most of the stuff that I want is over about $10,000.
She says, I just want a van.
I don't want anything under $10,000. So
there you go. Hard to get that delivered.
Yeah. And I have enough wood craft stuff, some wood, so
you're good to go.
Yeah.
All right. So that's our episode. Thank you so much for watching. For the winners, May, Jo, and Tracy Wright, contact us on Ravelry, send us your address, and then we'll get those mailed to you as well. Thanks so much for watching. We love that you spend time with us. Comment down below. Give us a thumbs up if you like what you're seeing. Subscribe because our new goal is
900.
900. So that's what we're going to do. So until next time,
you take care and be safe.